Welcome to your Midweek Word. Over the past few weeks, you've been able to hear from lay leaders and Pastor Ann about our lay leadership restructuring. You've also had a chance to hear from Natalie Ralston and Pastor Ann around our stewardship season. Today, I would like to invite us into a time of prayer around both of these aspects of our congregation's life. To begin, when we think of prayer, some of us feel very comfortable with it, some of us are made uncomfortable by it. But for today, I would like to invite all of us to acknowledge that prayer can simply be holding something in our hearts and minds. Prayer can be a naming, a word or a phrase about something we're trying to better understand, to seek wisdom around, or to pray for a particular outcome. Other times, prayers can feel more conversational. A dear God or a hello Creator, and ending with amen. However you view prayer, I invite you today to come just as you are. And take whatever posture of prayer, word, phrase, conversation, holding that you prefer. And focus our time and energy on these two dynamics taking place in our congregation. For the first, the lay leadership restructuring, assessing, dreaming, co-creating, if you will. The group of lay leaders met with Jason Whitehead this past Saturday to begin exploring kind of what works, what doesn't, what could be, what might we need to change or adjust. And so we'll have another meeting on December 9th. And along the way, we'll touch base with council as well as with the Insight leadership team and other aspects of lay leadership, such as committees, to learn, to get more feedback, to take a posture of discernment once again, as well as dreaming, creating, imagining what can be. So when you think of this structure, restructuring, resysteming, whatever might be ringing in our future, I want you to think about how that feels in your personhood. Are you energized? Are you scared? Are you nervous? Are you uncertain? Are you hopeful? Are you dreaming alongside? And wherever that resides in your body, I invite you to think of the lay leaders taking on the task of figuring out what to present to the congregation. And I want you to offer a prayer for their wisdom, for their insights, for their stewardship of our lay leadership. Let us join in prayer around their collective experience. If you're still praying, I invite you to pause the video and come back when you are ready. Now, thinking of stewardship, I invite all of us to maybe think of it a bit differently in this prayer. So often I hear folks taking a a understandable posture of concern, worry around, will there be a gap? How big will it be? What decisions will need to be made? And sometimes, while they are important questions to be asking and ones that we need to, sometimes that's where we stay. So I invite you this morning to set those particular questions and wonderments aside and take a different posture, maybe, or a posture we don't go to as readily. And for this particular prayer around stewardship, I want you to think about the ministries that you love here at Calvary, the ones that allow you to feel like you belong, that you are a part of something significant and meaningful in your life. Whether that's worship, our music ministry, our children and youth ministries, whether it's our small group or Sunday school classes, whether it is one of our activity groups, whether it's our missions and congregational partners, or many other unseen but so very significant to our ways of being, such as committees, ministry teams, office volunteers, ushers, whatever it might be, whatever ministry that allows you to sink in and feel that you are loved, that you matter, that you belong. Allow that to come to your mind today. And as it comes to your mind, I want you to offer this prayer. A prayer that is focused on what does it look like to invest in that ministry so it thrives? Is it a volunteer shift? Is it a resource, like in-kind donation type shifting? Is it a time and connection shift? Is it actually a financial shift and resource? What would help that ministry thrive in 2024? Not just continue as it is, but if it's already thriving, taking it to that next level of what it could be. If it's struggling or trying to find its footing, what would it look like for it to thrive? And I want you to offer a prayer around that ministry thriving in 2024. And as before, if you are still praying, pause the video and return when you are ready. But as we offered our prayers this morning around these two aspects of really collective stewardship, stewardship of our lay leadership and what it means to be able to respond to the needs of our current season of communal life, and our financial as well as time, talents, resources, engagement type of stewardship around the ministries in 2024. My hope by inviting us to communal prayer this morning, or whenever you may be watching this, whether you love prayer, have a weird relationship with it, struggle with it, I hope that our time together today can remind each of us that prayer doesn't mean we have some magic necessarily in the world to change things, but that prayer helps us align with our values. Prayer invites us not to be changed by the circumstances around us, but that prayer can root us into our very belovedness and see it in each other as well. That prayer is the gift that allows us to be made well. And so, this morning, this afternoon, this evening, whenever you are joining us, thank you for holding our community in prayer. Thank you for stewarding these two aspects of our congregation's life at the moment in the stewardship of prayer. May we be reminded that God is already wherever we will go, with our structure, with our finances, with our ministries. God is already there, welcoming us to dream. And just as Pastor Ann said in her sermon on Sunday, if we're made in the image of God, the way we believe we are, and God is a generous God, then we are generous beings. So go into this week living into your generous spirit, generously praying for our community, generously showing up for each other, generously believing in God-sized dreams for our community here at Calvary Baptist Church of Denver. May we continue to discern, to dream, to explore where God is calling us next. May you be well this week and into the following. Take good care.